Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Students, now in this video we are discussing soil as a reservoir of essential elements. Actually here, what is the side heading now? How the soil contributes or how the soil acts as a reservoir of essential elements. So we will discuss now along with that particular information. So we will have the information or the backbone concept of mineral nutrition is metabolism of nitrogen. Under metabolism of nitrogen, complete information means till the complete of the till the completion of the chapter. So we will continue to discuss the metabolism of nitrogen. Okay, there we will have the information regarding nitrogen cycle, how this particular cycle are going to be happened in various habitat conditions and atmospheric conditions. Detailed information here we will have. Okay, so now here first of all or initially what are the points we are discussing is, so how the soil acts as a reservoir of essential elements. So we will have the now Patama, majority of the nutrients that are essential for the plant growth and development so become available to the roots due to the weathering and breakdown of rocks. Point you understood now. What are the in previous classes we see in plant tissues approximately 60 different types of elements availability is there we see. So thereby here what is the point? Majority of the nutrients definitely which are required or which are needed for the plant growth as well as plant development. Sir, so okay sir, elements which are useful for the plant growth and development, okay. Then from where these nutritions or from where these essential elements are coming sir, means these are all already present in the soil. So sir, how it will be present in the soil means, so these are all nutrients so which are already deposited or accumulated in the soil due to the process of weathering and due to the process of breakdown of rocks. So means when the process of weathering is going to be taken place, suppose if you come out from our home, so we will see the soil. So that one, so we may get as biology students, we have to get one doubt, sir, so millions of years ago, suppose 1 minute, suppose if we go to the space, so there we will call some kind of stones as asteroids. Did you hear this? Likewise, here what are the stones which are present on the rocks? ROCKs, what are the rocks which are present on the soil? So here by the different types of atmospheric conditions or when these rocks are exposed to the different atmospheric conditions and in the or with the help of living organisms, means that are maybe lichens or bryophytes. So with the activity of them, the rocks are going to be converted into weather. So means here the weathering, it is not a word, it is a process. Weathering process. So thereby what is happening now? One period rock, okay, boulders. So gradually with the impact of both biotic as well as abiotic factors converted into the soil. Means here weathering process and the breakdown of rocks process by these particular processes, so soil formation takes place. Ipo, what is the point? No, okay sir, soil formation okay, then how sir nutrients are present in the soil means, here important point, already what are the nutrients are required to the plant? No, all or God has been deposited in the rocks. Okay, so rocks as rocks, so while the rocks are going to be like converted into the soil, what are the nutrients are present already deposited in the rocks, so come now gradually comes to the soil, so thereby finally the soil enriched with the various types of nutrients. Emma point you understood now means here, suppose if you take the, now here we have taken the soil as a reservoir we took, but initially the rocks are the reservoirs of the essential nutrients. So later when these rocks are going to be like a process of weathering and breaking down of rocks, so already what are the essential are they, or essential nutrients are there in the soil gradually deposited in the soil. That's why here what is the side heading, we took soil as a reservoir of essential elements. I hope you understood. Next one, these processes enrich the soil with dissolved ions and inorganic salts. See that? So means by the process of weathering and by the process of breakdown of rocks, what happened? So what are the nutrients which are already deposited in the rocks now accumulated in the soil? So thereby, so what are the types of like nutrients or the salts or ions has been added into the soil? So see there, with the dissolved ions as well as inorganic salts. Dissolved ions as well as inorganic salts all are deposited in the soil, since they are derived from the rock minerals. You see that? So since they are derived from the rock minerals, means the minerals already which are deposited in the rocks. So their role in the plant nutrition is referred to as mineral nutrition. Simple point, in rocks already nutrients will be there or the mineral elements will be there. So when the by the process of weathering process or the breakdown of rocks processes is going to be taken place, along with the soil formation, what are the minerals which are present in the soil deposited in the soil. So thereby here now the soil is enriched with all kind of nutrients. So that kind of information only we are taking as mineral nutrition. Once you see that, since they are derived from the rock minerals, their role in the plant nutrition is refers to as mineral nutrition. Next one, soil consists of a wide variety of substances. Soil consists of a wide variety of substances. Why? Because definitely here the soil having of a wide variety of substances means, so which they have are so they have come from the where rocks. Okay, so that point also you don't forget. Later, soil only supplies minerals but also harbors the nitrogen fixing bacteria and other kind of microbes, and it holds the water and supplies air to the roots and acts as a matrix that stabilizes the plant. So means here if you see there, sir, what are the uses of the soil? What are the uses of the soil if you see there, So not only supplies the minerals, here sir, supplying of minerals only or the supplying of nutrients to the plant, only one and only the function of sir soil means, so there are different types of functions are there of the soil. So what are those? Now not only supplies the minerals but also harbors the nitrogen fixing bacteria. So there if you see the soil, so there are different types of nitrogen fixing bacteria are present which helps in nitrogen fixation. Later other microbes likewise there are different types of microbes also are there, and it holds the water and supplies air also to the roots. Why? Because in starting of this chapter we see in a hydroponics topic up. So even though we are providing the suitable condition or the suitable medium to the plant growth and development, definitely we need to provide the air kate. So we need to provide the air, so that is only aeration process. Yeah, so that particular point we see. No, likewise here soil provides the minerals and it harbors the nitrogen fixing bacteria, and it provides not only that one, it has or it consists of a more number of or more different types of microbes, and it holds the water, even it supplies air also. Why? Because for a respiratory activities point of view, definitely air is required now. So air it will be provided to the roots. Okay, so that's why here, suppose if a air supply supplement is not there, or suppose there is no supply of air, means definitely roots will get it like decomposed, will not be active, and it will get die. Okay, and the soil also acts as a matrix that stabilizes the plant. Again here the soil acts as matrix. Sir, why sir? Here means that stabilizes the plant. So suppose one plant is there, means that will not take the support of any other walls which are there or which are there beside to the plant. So means suppose if you do the plantation of one particular plant, after a few days it is try to stand on its own. Suppose initially, even though if you are keeping one support stick, after a few days the particular plant, it will not depend on the stick, it will stand its own in the air. So means here the soil which provides a matrix that stabilizes the plant. Okay, even that particular plant point also. Later, since deficiency of essential nutrients affect the crop yield. Okay, so now here when we are providing the suitable or optimum quantities of the nutrients to the plant, definitely, so we will get the adequate quantities of the yield. But suppose in adequate quantities or the required quantities of like minerals, suppose if we are not providing at the time, how we can get a good yield? So means definitely affects the crop yield, isn't it? So that is a point. Later, there is often a need for the supplying them through the fertilizers. So at the time, so whenever the elements are going to be like deficiency. So thereby at the time we need to provide, so what are the minerals are going to be very low or very less in quantities. So at the time observe what we have to do, so we need to provide the or we need to supply them through the fertilizers. So that's why we are using the fertilizers, means to balance. So what are the imbalance imbalance elements are there, or imbalance nutrients are there, all those we will balance them by providing of fertilizers. So both macro and micronutrients. Okay, so what are those? N, P, K, S, means here these are all macronutrients, and the micronutrients are Cu, means copper, Zn, Fe, iron, Mn, manganese, and etc. form the component of fertilizers. So the means micronutrients point of view. Sorry, the macronutrients and the micronutrients point of view. So there both macro and micronutrients. Once you see here macronutrients here. So CHO, NPK, Ca, MgS, 9 we have seen. So those things. And micronutrients point of view, copper and iron, manganese, zinc. Likewise, where we have seen there are different types of micronutrients forms the component of fertilizers. So means here if you see there are different types of fertilizers are there. So there we will introduce the both the macronutrients as well as micronutrients which are essential to the plant growth and development. So that's why here the fertilizers are applied as per their need. So means suppose water suppose if a farmer is there, means so definitely by seeing the morphological structures of the plant or morphological growth of the plant, the particular farmer or experienced farmer definitely can confine one idea, or he can come to the one idea. So there what are the elements are going to be going to be less. So they are going to be very low quantities. So means very easily, so we can find out what are the deficiency elements are there in that particular field. Definitely you can find out. So this is a small information which we can be discussed related to the soil as a reservoir of essential elements. So later important concept now we are going to enter, that is metabolism of nitrogen. The metabolism of nitrogen. So there the nitrogen cycle, this is a side heading, the nitrogen cycle there. Apart from the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, means here once you see apart from the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, nitrogen is the most prevalent element in living organisms. Means here first of all, first importance goes to carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Next importance comes to nitrogen. So means here first of all carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and next place is occupied by the nitrogen. So means in comparison of 9 different types of macronutrients, the nitrogen place is 4th place. First of all carbon, hydrogen, oxygens are there. Later nitrogen is the most prevalent element in living organisms. So later here the nitrogen is a constituent of amino acids, proteins, hormones and different types of elements or the different types of structural components we will observe. Okay, so thereby here what is the point here we can see, suppose if you see the nitrogen metabolism, there the involvement of nitrogen we are going to observe. So there here what are the points now mainly we are focusing is under nitrogen cycle. So here the plants utilizes the nitrogen as a 4th most important macronutrient. Why? Because first 3 places are occupied by the carbon, hydrogen and one more is oxygen. So later, so now only we have seen, so then what is the involvement or what are the uses of the nitrogen in the plant tissues means, definitely it is essential. The nitrogen element is definitely essential to the constituent of amino acids, means the formation of amino acids point of view, proteins point of view and hormones point of view, like as well as chlorophyll point of view or chlorophyll formation point of view. Next one, and different types of vitamins also, first line. So there are various types of vitamins also are formed with the help of nitrogen. Okay, next one, plants compete with microbes. Plants compete means a competition. Plants compete with microbes for the limited nitrogen. So means in the soil, suppose if the nitrogen is there, means definitely in a limit quantities only will be there. So means here definitely there are 2 different types of organisms will compete each other for the taking of nitrogen. So what is the point? The plants compete with the microbes for the limited nitrogen, so that is available in the soil. So means in the soil the availability of the nitrogen is very limited. So even though it is limited, the competition is more. Okay, so thereby what are the organisms? One is a plant and one more is microbes, compete each other for the gaining of nitrogen. Okay, so that is a point here we can be discussed in a second line. Now then, thus the nitrogen is a limiting nutrient for both the natural and agriculture ecosystems. So thereby when the competition will be more, when the competition will be high, definitely the nitrogen will be the limiting nutrient. So means here the plants or the microbes or the organisms cannot be obtained, or they cannot get sufficient quantities of the nitrogen. At the time, definitely that particular nitrogen we can be taken as limiting nutrient, where for the both natural as well as agriculture ecosystems. Means in a natural ecosystems point of view or agriculture ecosystem point of view, definitely nitrogen is acts as limiting nutrient. Limiting koncham the availability will be there. Okay, so koncham the availability will be there. Next one, nitrogen exists as 2 nitrogen atoms joined by a very strong triple covalent bond. So means here what is the point? Nitrogen exists as 2 nitrogen atoms. So once you see here in the Madhuri, and between the 2 nitrogens, so what we can observe? Very strong triple covalent bonds we can notice. Next one, the process of conversion of nitrogen, that is N2 form to ammonia, is known as nitrogen fixation. Means here the conversion of nitrogen to ammonia. Amma, one more time solluma. The process of conversion of nitrogen to ammonia is referred as nitrogen fixation. Ipo paatha one more time. Nitrogen fixation is nothing but the conversion of nitrogen to ammonia, that we can be termed it as nitrogen fixation. Okay, later in nature lightning will be there, no thunders comes, ema, so ange light varuno. So lightning and ultraviolet radiation, so even UV rays also comes or definitely comes towards this or earth. So at the time we will notice the presence of ultraviolet radiation, and we will be protected from the ultraviolet radiation because of the presence of ozone layer. That's we know very well. Ipu, what is the point? In nature, lightning and ultraviolet radiation provide enough energy to convert the nitrogen to nitrogen oxides. Now already now only we see in atmosphere huge quantities of the nitrogen is present. So that part huge quantities of the nitrogen. So with the help of lightning and with the help of ultraviolet radiation, so the nitrogen is converted into nitrogen oxides. Nitrogen oxides are nothing but NO, NO2, N2O. Likewise, there are different types of nitrogen oxides we can be seen. Later, industrial combustions. Industrial combustions means here smoke like tube like structures or will be there, no, tower like structures, that one. And forest fires, automobile exhausts and power generating stations, all are also sources of atmospheric nitrogen oxides. Actually, nitrogen oxides which are formed by the two processes we see in nature. One is by lightning and one more is by ultraviolet radiations. Next one, few more sources also are there. Few more sources also means, so once you see provides and few more few more processes. What are those? Industrial combustions and forest fires, automobile exhausts and power generating stations, all are so also act as sources of atmospheric nitrogen oxides. So these are all sources definitely we have to remember. Okay, so which will provide the, or which from them we will notice the formation of nitrogen oxides. Later, decomposition of organic nitrogen of dead plants and animals into the ammonia is known as ammonification. Ammonification is nothing but decomposition or decomposition of organic nitrogen of dead plants and animals. From the dead plants and animals, suppose if the organic nitrogen is going to be formed into the ammonia means, so such particular process only we are calling as ammonification. One more time, decomposition of organic nitrogen of dead plants and animals into the ammonia is known as ammonification. Next one, some of these ammonia volatilizes and re-enters the atmosphere. So means there, suppose here the ammonia is or ammonia forms or whatever may be that forms of nitrogen is entered or deposited into the soil. At the time, some of the quantities of the ammonia again converted into the gas forms. So once you see volatilizes and re-enters into the atmosphere, but most of it is converted into the nitrate by the soil bacteria in the following steps. Means here so in the soil, nitrogen compounds or the nitrogen related compounds will be deposited in the soil. Here very little quantities of the ammonia compounds which will be converted into air so are entered into the air as volatilizes and re-enters into the atmosphere. But most of the nitrogen or most of the ammonium compounds or most of it is converted into nitrate by the soil bacteria in the following steps. So first step is nothing but ammonia. 2NH3 plus 3 molecules of oxygen. So the combination of these two, which one going to be formed? 2 molecules of NO2. 2 molecules of NO2 nitrite compounds, and plus 2 protons means 2 H plus 2 water molecules. So now second step is nothing but now 2 NO2, this one here we are taking 2 NO2 again with the oxygen. Now nitrates, 2 molecules of nitrate is or nitrate compounds are formed. Now same step only, now let us include the what are the microorganisms or involved in this process as well as this process. Now let us see. Now first of all ammonia is the first oxidized, oxygen involvement is there, now that's why oxidized ayi eppadi convert on nitrite. So this is the compound. Now for the conversion of ammonia to nitrite, so here one involvement of bacteria is there, that is nothing but Nitrosomonas or Nitrococcus or sometimes both. That's why here and or we have written. Means sometimes both definitely or sometimes no any one of these two. So thereby, but whatever may be that, here ammonia first of all is oxidized and converted into nitrates with the help of Nitrosomonas or Nitrococcus. Later the nitrite first reaction product nitrite is furtherly oxidized. Even second step also oxidation process. Now the nitrite is converted into nitrate by the process of oxidation and with the help of a bacterium known as Nitrobacter here. First of all ammonia converted into nitrite, later nitrite converted into nitrate. So in first reaction Nitrosomonas or Nitrococcus, in a second reaction Nitrobacter helps. Okay, now these steps only we are calling or comes under nitrification. Okay, nitrification. Now the nitrification or the nitrifying bacteria is chemoautotrophs. Nitrifying bacteria is chemoautotrophs. So means here we know very well photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. So here nitrifying bacteria comes under chemoautotrophs. So up to here let us keep the full stop and still continuation is there. Let us see in the next video. Thank you. So watch this video clearly, so don't skip anywhere and gain the knowledge and be safe at home. Thank you.